Mr. Tesla, you've gained the glory of the man who got involved in the cosmic processes. Who are you, Mr. Tesla?
It's an interesting question, Mr. Smith, and I'll try to give you the right answer.
Some say you're from the country of Croatia, from the area called Lika, where together with the people are growing trees, rocks, and starry sky. They say that your home village is named after the mountain flowers and that the house, where you were born, is next to the forest and the church.
Really, everything he said is true. I'm proud of my Serbian origin and my Croatian homeland.
Futurists say that the 20th and 21st century was born in the head of Nikola Tesla. They celebrate conversely magnetic fields and sing hymns to induction's engines. Their creator was called the hunter who caught the light in his net from the depths of the earth, and the warrior who captured fire from heaven. Father of alternating current will make the physics and chemistry dominate half the world. Industry will proclaim him as their supreme saint, a banker for the largest benefactors. In the laboratory of Nikola Tesla, for the first time, is broken atom. There's created a weapon that causes the earthquake vibrations. There are discovered black cosmic rays. 5 races will pray to him in the temple of the future because they had taught a great secret that Amplex elements can be watered with the life forces from the ethers.
Yes, these are some of my most important discoveries. Yet, I'm a defeated man. I have not achieved the greatest of my goals.
What is it, Mr. Tesla?
I wanted to light up the whole Earth. There is enough electricity to create a second sun. Light would appear around the equator, like a ring around Saturn. Humanity is not prepared for greatness. In Colorado Springs, I have impregnated the Earth with electricity. We can also water the other energies, such as positive mental energy, found in the music of Bach or Mozart, or in the verses of the great poets. Inside the Earth, there are energies of joy, peace, and love that are expressed, for example, through a flower that grows from the earth, food that comes out of it, and everything that makes it the home of man. I've spent years looking for ways that this energy could influence people. The beauty and aroma of the roses can be used as a medicine and the sun's rays as food. Life has an infinite number of forms, and the duty of scientists is to find them in all forms of matter. 3 things are essential in this regard. All I do is look for them. I know I will not find them, but I will not give them up.
What are these things?
One problem is food. What energy, stellar or terrestrial, can feed the hungry of the earth? With what wine can thirst be watered, so that people can cheer their heart?
In the hostility to the theory of relativity, you go so far that you hold lectures against its creator at your birthday parties.
Remember, space is not curved, but the human mind that cannot comprehend infinity and eternity. If relativity has been clearly understood by its creator, he would gain immortality even physically, if it pleases him. I am a part of light, and it is music. Light fills my 6 senses. I see, hear, feel, smell, touch, and think. Thinking about it is my 6th sense. Light particles are written notes. Lightning can be an entire sonata. 1,000 lightning balls are a concert. For this concert, I created a ball of lightning that can be heard on the frozen peaks of the Himalayas. About Pythagoras and mathematics, a scientist cannot and should not infringe on these too. Numbers and equations are signs that mark the music of spheres. If Einstein had heard these sounds, he would not have created theory of relativity. These sounds are messages directed to the mind about which life has a meaning, and that the universe exists in perfect harmony, and its beauty is the cause and effect of creation. This music is the eternal cycle of stellar skies. The smallest stars completed the composition and is also part of the celestial symphony. The heartbeats of man are part of the symphony of the earth. Newton learned that the secret is in the geometric arrangement and the movement of the celestial bodies. He acknowledged that the supreme law of harmony exists in the universe. Curved space is chaos. Chaos is not music. Einstein is the messenger of the age of noise and fury. It is another thing to destroy the power of evil and the suffering in which man's life passes. Sometimes they occur as an epidemic in the depths of space. In this century, the disease had spread from Earth to the universe. The third thing is there's an excess of light in the universe. I discovered a star that, according to astronomical and mathematical laws, could disappear, and still nothing would change. That star is in this galaxy. Its light can be emitted with such density that it fits into a sphere smaller than an apple, and at the same time heavier than our solar system. Religions and philosophies teach that man can become the Christ, Buddha. What I am trying to prove is revolutionary and almost inaccessible. It is what must be done in the universe so that each being is born as Christ, Buddha, or Zarathustra. I know that gravity is adverse to everything I have to fly, and my intention is not to make flight devices, aircraft, or missiles, but to teach the individual to regain consciousness of their own wings. I am also trying to awaken contained energy in the air. There are major energy sources. What is considered as empty space is only a manifestation of matter that is not awake. There is no empty space on this planet, nor in the universe. Black holes, of which astronomers speak, are the most powerful sources of energy and life. The breath, the eyes, and the ears of man have to fulfill the breath, the eyes, and the ears of the universe.
As you say this, it seems to me like I hear Buddhist texts, words, or Taoist Parazuzulsa.
That's right. This means that there is a general knowledge and that there is the truth that man has always possessed. In my feeling and experience, the universe has a single substance and a supreme energy with an infinite number of the manifestations of life. The best thing is that the discovery of one secret nature reveals the other. They cannot be hidden. There are those around us, but we are blind and deaf to them. If we emotionally bind them, they come to us. There are a lot of apples, but only a Newton. He needed only one apple that fell in front of him.
A question that might be set at the beginning of this conversation. What was electricity for you, dear Mr. Tesla?
Everything is electricity. First was the light, an endless source from which comes the material and is distributed to all forms that represent the universe and the earth with all its aspects of life. The black is the true face of light, only we do not see it. It is of notable grace to man and other creatures. Each of its particles has light, thermal, nuclear force, radiation, chemical, mechanical, and energy not yet identified. It has the power to create the earth with its orbit. It is the authentic lever of Archimedes.
Mr. Tesla, you are too biased towards electricity.
Electricity I am, or if you prefer, I am the light in the human form. You are electricity too, Mr. Smith, but you do not realize it.
It is thus your ability to allow fails of electricity of 1 million volts through your body?
Imagine a gardener being attacked by herbs. In fact, this would be crazy. The body of a man and the brain are made of a lot of energy. In me, there is most of the electricity. The energy, which is different in each person, is what makes the human I, or soul. For other creatures, in their essence, the soul of the plant is the soul of minerals and animals. Brain function and death are manifested in the light. My eyes in youth were black. Now they are blue, and with the passage of time, as the tension of the brain becomes stronger, they will be closer to the target. What is the color of the sky? Through my window, one morning came a white dove, to which I fed him. She wanted to tell me that she was dying. Out of his eyes came streams of light. Never in the eyes of any creature had he seen so much light as in those of that dove.
Personnel in your lab speak about flashes of light, flames, and lightning that occur if you are angry or into kind of risk.
It's the psychic discharge, or a warning to be alert. The light has always been on my side. Do you know how I discovered the rotating magnetic field of the induction motor, which made me famous when I was 26? One summer afternoon in Budapest, I saw the sunset with my friend. Thousands of fires circled thousands of flaming colors. I remembered Faust and recited his verses, and then, as in a fog, I saw the magnetic field and the induction motor spin. I saw them in the sun.
Hotel service telling at the time of lightning, you isolate into the room and talk to yourselves.
I speak with lightning and thunder.
With them? What language, Mr. Tesla?
Mostly my mother tongue. The language counts with words and sounds, especially in poetry, so it's adequate.
Readers of our magazine would be very grateful if you would interpret that.
Sound does not exist only in thunder and lightning. It also exists in the transformation in brightness and color. A color can be heard. The language is of the words, which means that is the sounds and colors. All thunder and lightning are different and have their names. I call some of them by the names of those who were close in my life, or by those whom I adore. In the brightness of the sky and thunder live my mother, my sister, my brother Daniel, a poet, Jovan Jovanovic Zmaj. Names like Asisea, Ezekiel, Leonardo, Beethoven, Goya, Faraday, Pushkin, and all the banks of burning fires and tangles of lightning and thunder that do not stop all night burning the precious rain to the earth, burning trees or villages. There are lightning and thunder, and they are brighter and more powerful. They return, and I recognize you among thousands.
For you, science or poetry is the same?
These are the two eyes of a person. William Blake was taught that the universe was born of the imagination, which is maintained and will exist as long as there is one last man on Earth. She was the wheel with which astronomers were able to collect the stars from all galaxies. It is creative energy identical to the energy of light.
Imagination is more real to you than life itself?
It gives light to life. I have fed my thought. I have learned to control emotions, dreams, and visions. I have always appreciated how I have nurtured my enthusiasm. All my life I have spent a lot of time in ecstasy. That was the source of my happiness. It helped me during all these years to find work, which was enough for the 5 lives. It is the best to work at night, by the stellar light and the close bond that exists.
You said that I am, like every being, the light. This flatters me, but I confess I do not quite understand.
Why is it necessary to understand, Mr. Smith? Just believe. Everything is light, and one of its rays is the fate of nations. Each nation has its own ray in that great source of light that we see, that is the sun. And remember that there is no man that has existed and has not died. It became light, and as such still exists. The secret lies in the fact that the particles of light restore their original state.
This is the resurrection.
I'd rather call him back to an earlier energy. I'm looking for a way to conserve human energy. These are the forms of light, sometimes directly as celestial light. I have not sought it for my own benefit, but for the good of all. I think my discoveries make the lives of people easier and more bearable, and channel people to spirituality and morality.
Do you think that time can be abolished?
Not at all, because the first characteristic of energy is that it is transformed. This one is in perpetual transformation, like the clouds of the Taoists. However, it is possible to take advantage of the fact that man retains consciousness after the earthly life. In every corner of the universe, there is the energy of life. One of them is immortality, whose origin is outside of man and awaits him. The universe is spiritual, like half of us. The universe is more moral than we are because we do not know its nature and how to harmonize our life with it. I'm a scientist. Science is perhaps the most convenient way to find the answer to the question that always persecutes me and makes my days and nights become a fire.
What's the matter?
How his eyes shine. What I wanted to know is what happens to a shooting star when the sun goes down. Stars fall like dust or seed on this or other worlds, and the sun is dispersed in our minds, in the lives of many beings, which will be reborn as a new light or cosmic wind, scattered in infinity. I understand that this needs to be included in the structure of the universe. The thing is, however, that one of these stars and one of these suns, even the smallest, is preserved.
But, Mr. Tesla, you realize that this is necessary and is included in the constitution of the world.
When a man becomes conscious, his highest goal must be to run towards a shooting star and to try to capture it. He must understand that his life was given by this and will be saved. Eventually, it will be possible to catch stars.
And what will happen then?
The Creator is going to laugh, saying, "They fall only so that you persecute them and take them."
Isn't all of this contrary to the cosmic pain which so often you mention in your writings? And what is it, cosmic pain?
No, because we are on Earth. It is a disease whose existence the vast majority of people are not aware of, and that originates many other diseases, suffering, misery, evil, wars, and everything else, which makes human life an absurd and horrible condition. This disease cannot be completely cured, but consciousness makes it less complicated and dangerous. Every time some of my close and beloved people were injured, I felt the physical pain. This is because our bodies are made from similar material, and our soul is related to unbreakable filaments. The incomprehensible sadness that overwhelms us sometimes means that somewhere on the other side of the planet, a child or generous man died. The whole universe is in certain periods sick of itself and us. The disappearance of a star and the appearance of a comet affects us more than we can imagine. The relationships between Earth's creatures are even stronger because of our feelings and thoughts. The flower will perfume even more beautifully or fall into silence. We must learn these truths to be healed. The remedy is in our hearts and equally in the heart of animals we call the universe.